Hello, welcome to another video, and welcome to Jay's Great Outdoors. Today I'm going to be doing something I've done for a couple of years. I'm going to be walking around my hometown of Rotherham. There's been a lot of changes over the last sort of 2 years. A lot of stuff built, a lot of stuff being built. I want to see if it's any better. Just starting up here, dipping into War Memorial at Clifton Park. Up there is museum. Down there to the main body of park, all attractions and food and stuff like that. But I thought I'd start off up here. I'm not going to go around park itself. I might do another video on that. I have done a video in past, more a drone video, and a couple of videos at Rotherham Showing Park. So if you want to see them, feel free. Right, I'm going to have a walk down into town centre next. Like I say, see what's changed. Palm trees in Rotherham, very nice. Not even summer yet. This is Rotherham Theatre. I think, if I remember rightly, this is where I started my walk last time I did a Rotherham video. It's a proper grand old building. I've not been in here since I was a kid. I'm pretty sure it's still open. Work his way up to market now. Just walking now down through to Rotherham Market. I have put drone up to have a look from above. Obviously there's fences around. It's been all completely rebuilt outside. I'll pop that footage in here so you can have a look. I did have to fly fairly high. So obviously it's an active work site, so you don't want to be too low and close to that. It looks like it's nearly done now. I shouldn't imagine it's going to be that long before it's completed. Don't know if they're going to be doing inside market. That's been open throughout building process. Can't really see out here, like I say, you'll probably just see drone footage I've got of this. I've got quite a bit of drone footage from over Rotherham to add into this video, including some 2 years old stuff that we've done over Forge Island while that were being started to be rebuilt, and I've got completed footage that I've just done this morning. So stick around for that. Although you might have seen some in the intro. This is like Rotherham College area, across from market. Again, had a lot of work done in the last sort of 5 or 6 years. A bit more at university buildings here. And then down into the centre of town. Sadly, I'm probably not going to be the only boarded up place that we see. I remember when I was a kid being a cafe, and then I think it were Citizen Guide Bureau and things like that. Hopefully not be too much boarded up. I mean, it is early in the morning, so they might not be that much open. And it down here now, work his way down to one of the main sort of shopping streets. I do try not to be one of these YouTubers who just show bad things. but I'm not going to like paper over stuff if there's something's a mess, shops are shut, things like that. I am going to mention it or show it, or both. And I'm going to try and take a different route to what I took last time I did a video, just for a bit of variety. They are going to be some of the same places, obviously. It's not the biggest town in the world, but I'm going to do my best to make it interesting. And sadly there are some clothes shops down here. It's been a nice cafe that as well. And what's left is basically budget shops. Again, I don't want to do like poverty porn, I hate that sort of thing. But it's quite sad when interesting places close down like this. Because they used to be W.H. Smiths back in day. The Nipper's way up to church now. Or Minster. Again, done a bit of drone footage this morning of this. I'll pop that in about here. So when people say there's nowhere nice in Rotherham, there definitely is. And I'll do a bit of filming inside, although it doesn't open yet, so I'll have to do that later on today. Come to old Imperial buildings. There's sort of residential use on top floors now, but There used to be shops and hairdressers upstairs, and I said there's also been shops downstairs. That one in the middle of the picture there, if anybody watches by the curb, that was James's family shop, antique shop. And he also did one inside. I think he said his grandmother owned that one. So one each centre, I remember that being open, selling all sorts of stuff. Sporting cards, all sorts. And that is just through here. Sadly I can't go in. Padlocked at the moment. I come over to you, this is now a tattooist. But it was Mason's Jewellers for God don't know how many years. Vast majority of my life. There's that fancy clock up there. I remember when I was a kid, when Rotherham won division, they actually put a trophy in this window for a few weeks. I don't know if you get away with that nowadays. And that's sort of down main road there. I can remember when it weren't pedestrianised and buses used to go out towards Sheffield this way. Nah, it's all pedestrianised. I think the majority of shops down there are actually open when I went down last time. Anyway, work his way up hill here to Town Hall. Have a quick look at that. And pubs that are open and shut up there as well. And this is another entrance to a cinema we'll look at in a while. It's round to the side obviously, but this I think were years actual entrance to it. It has been bars and different things in the last few years. Then we come to High House. It's one of largely unchanged pubs in Rotherham. I don't think it's a chain pub. It's still quite independent. And somewhere I used to spend a lot of time when I was younger. Well, not that much time, more than an alky out. Had a few good neats in here. And it looks really nice outside now still. This is Rotherham Town Hall. Used to be Magistrates Court. Now it's sort of centre of power, such as it is. Crossway we've got a big church. Don't know if it's still operative as a church. Bit of a map at town. Can you spot where we started off and where we've been? Started off there. Come to here. And now we're just up at top here at Town Hall. We'll be going down towards here to the new area, then through town itself and back down there. Really nice Wetherspoons here. I've actually been in a few times. Used to be a nightclub when I was young called, I think it was Fiofi's. Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong about that. Oh, no. See. It's a bit early for a beer now though, unfortunately it's only about 8:30 in the morning. Or I would partake. This is more modern part of Town Hall at back. I think this was built when they actually converted it to Town Hall from Old Magistrates Court. And what would any town be without a strip joint or a private dancing establishment, as I'm assuming they call it. So it used to be another bouncing pub when I was younger. Sadly now it's shut. Don't know if they're doing out with it. Never heard no that they'd actually doing out with it. But it was a proper nice pub right across from my house. Really sad when you see some of these places being wasted. That's been quite a few different nightclubs over the years. When I was a teenager it called Peppermint Park or something like that. It's been Pasha's since. And now a bit of Pathway that I was very familiar with when I was a teenager. It's where you used to queue at the cinema. I've stood here quite a few times waiting to go in for hours. And anybody who's been here will be familiar with that, especially if they're my age, i.e. old. It's Tow Classic Cinema, this, on Ship Hill. And since it closed as a cinema, which is quite a long time ago now, it has been several nightclubs. But it has opened again now as a venue, from what I can tell. Having shows on, maybe some musical groups, things like that. So it might be seen no lease of life. As if you remember earlier video, there was that other place called Empire at the other side. That's sort of rear entrance to this, would be a main entrance. Obviously back in the day you'd have film posters up here. Now we've got things like these. And it's nice to see it have a bit of life about it again. And this is round corner from where antique shops were. Been a few chippies here and that sort of thing throughout the years. Not much to see over there. As usual, roadworks going on. Well, it might be a nice sign if they're actually doing something. So it's quite interesting. Vinyl, CDs. I've not actually seen this before. Don't get in town as much as I used to. But yeah. Ooh. Might have a nip up later on when it opens. Anyway, we'll work his way around these roadworks. Have a look at sort of newest part of town, sort of Riverside district or Riverside area. And I will show some footage of. Sorry about that. I will show some footage I've done this morning. Also some footage I did about 2 years ago when it was in process of being built. We'll show that a bit later when we get down to it. There's still obviously a lot of building going on here. If you can see over there, that's completed now. It's been in operation for a year or two, or a year maybe. I've not been there yet. We will work our way across that bridge in a bit. And I'll probably put drone footage here from 2 years ago and from today, just to show the difference in what it is now. They are doing footpaths, which is a nice thing, but everything on here is now shut, which is a real shame. And this is part of town they're actually working on rejuvenating, so apologise for noise. There is a lot of work going on in town, which you can take as a negative or a positive. At least they're doing something. And they have created quite a nice little riverside area now, what were basically scrap at one point. It were Tesco's car park. It does look nice. Obviously they are doing work here like they're doing everywhere else. So they've been here a few minutes and they're having to block pave it all. And just see peeking round corner the Rotherham train station. That again will be in a drone video. I'll go in somewhere in this. And that is basically a plan of this area. And there goes one at O2 cinemas in Rotherham that they're actually doing a lot of work on now. I'll get round to the side and see what I can see what's happening. If there's any details or all like that. And upstairs there used to be Precinct nightclub, fairly infamous. Well, I'm not going to be snobby about it. I went there every Saturday night at one point. I had some good times. But it was rough. I'm going to have to put some music in some parts of this video to compete with that sort of racket. It's a beautiful building. As you've probably seen already, I've shown inside a fair bit of footage. They were really nice about letting me film there as well. Lovely lady who said no problem at all. And then sadly you've got this, which has been in the middle of town now for I think 5 years. When I showed you at Wetherspoons earlier on, I said I'd show you where the other one was. This were it. Up until late on, I think only very shortly before all this happened, it stopped being a Wetherspoons and they moved that up to the office building and it was an independent pub for a while. Now this has been sat here for like 5 years. Bus station just down there. You got juxtaposition of that and then something as beautiful as that way. Just really sad. And that next door to it. Just, I mean, what are they doing just letting that sit there and roll like that? Right in the middle of town. Right on walk from where you come into town. Both bus station and train station are both down there. So you come here, you come to look at this magnificent building. And you have to walk past that disgrace. I suppose they've got better things to spend the money on. And speaking of that, we'll have a go and have a look at one of them. We'll come into this. This is sort of, I think it's All Saints Square, I'm not sure. Again, nice little cafes here and things like that. View of that beautiful building. Shops aren't as premium as they used to be back in day. I think that were a confectioner's, and then we got some clothes shops here, mostly supermarkets, that sort of thing now. Vaping shops, but at least they're open. And speaking of what Rotherham Council have got to spend the money on, can anybody explain this to me? Probably costs more than what they're doing to demolish toad rhinos. But look at it. That's up near where we started. Just we went round back end of that where they're doing all work. Again, pretty much everything down here on this side shut till you get to the bottom for frozen food there in the shop. And this used to be town hall before it went up to the place I've just shown you. Little shop here that's been here ever since I was a lad. Still called the same thing. Still sells the same thing. Got a bit of a market going on this morning. It's actually been busier than I've seen it in a while. It's been nice actually. And that clock, even during my 50 odd years on planet, this has been in 4 different places, or 3 at least. It used to be over there when council offices were there, that were over there. Now obviously Tesco's, it's been moved here, but it was somewhere else before then as well. I think it was over near Effingham Street. Speaking of Effingham, this is Plough Pub. Most of my life it was called Effingham Arms. I don't know why they've changed it, but there are, I think, about 4 or 5 pubs called Effingham Arms in Rotherham, so that's probably a reason behind it. Nice pub. Well, it's been to my experience anyway. And over there, obviously, there's new Tesco's, which were built on place at old public library and old council buildings. Then you've got your sort of your normal city centre shop or town centre shops, cafes, all that sort of thing. Work its way along here now and finish off up near County Borough.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young.
Doing a Greg's in a while.
It's just begun. She puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light. Cold stars from the sky, just 2 hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop. Never shot from the top. We're gonna be 2 hearts running wild. so loud as the